All right, welcome back to season 4 of our show, and today it's steak. We're showing you one of my ultimate all-time favorite dishes, steak over gravy and fries. Let's show you how to do it. All right, like I said, we're going with a steak with gravy over fries today. So let's show you how to get it done. I got some parsnips here, turnips, yellow onion, celery, carrot, and dry rosemary. This is what you're gonna need for the base of this. And we're going with a pressure cooker today because we want to make this really, really tender. So we're going to put the steak off to the side for now, and we're just going to do our vegetables. So here's some turnips. We're just going to cut these up. And you want pieces like this, because afterwards we're going to grind all this down to make our gravy. And you want these pieces small enough to kind of disappear inside the gravy. But you want to get all that beautiful flavor out of it. Now, if I was making a stew, I would keep these pieces a little bit bigger because I don't want them to just fall apart inside the gravy. I want these pieces whole so I can have them in the stew. So basically, this is your basic stew right here. So if you're making a soup mix, this is what will go into like chicken soup or any other soup that you're going to make. Is the parsnips, the onion, the celery, the carrot, and the turnips. Now they're pretty hard to get through, so you're gonna have to just take your time and just cut through. Now right now it's summertime and it's hot outside, so I always like to go comfort food when it's hot outside as well too. Most people go comfort food in the cold. I go comfort food when it's hot outside and I don't feel like going outside. So this is one of my go-to dishes when I'm just too tired to go outside in the heat. So it's funny, a lot of people think that it's summertime and you want to get out there and you want to do all your grilling because it's summertime, but we live in the South, and in the South it gets hot. So to us in the South, this is our winter time basically coming up because we try to avoid all that heat. And the rest of the time of the year, it's beautiful. And that's what most people in the colder states are staying inside. All right, so we got that in there. Go in with some onion. Just give them any kind of chop, because like I said, we're gonna make them smaller later on. Now, if you look down in here, we're going with a bed. So I got a little water in there already. We wanna make a bed for that steak to lay on top of. That's going to be a bed of carrot and everything else that's in there. So you just want to make everything small enough to go down in there and make that bed. Because once you make the bed, that steak is going to lie in it. All right, here's our celery. So just get them chopped up. Now, I left all the leaves off. So you don't want to put the leaves in the celery. Just get it chopped up as small as you can. I use a lot of celery and a lot of onion. And just feel it out. You don't have to use my ingredients here. If you don't like celery, you don't have to put it in. You don't like onion, do the same. Just make it yours. And I always tell that to people, to make it theirs. Chopped it up a little bit more. All right, so now we got our bed made. I want you to see this. It's just up to the water. So here's the bed, and just up to the water level. Now we're gonna add a little salt. Some rosemary. And the reason why we're putting the dry rosemary down in the water is so it gets soft. If you put it on top of the meat, it's not gonna really disintegrate. We're gonna go with some garlic powder. And that's it. So let's get our steak in here. And this is very simple. Salt and pepper. A liberal amount. It's a thick steak. It's about a 3-pound chuck roast. Let's get them turned over. And some more salt. And be liberal with this, because that water is going to take away a lot of that salt. So we got the salt, garlic powder. Now we got fresh onion in there, so we're not using any onion powder. So here's garlic powder, black pepper. And the reason why I'm not doing this inside the pot is because I want to see my ratios. This is my black pepper. Again, let's turn over. And we're going to do the same thing. Black pepper. Garlic. And that's it. All right, time to get this in the cooker. So what we'll do at this point, we're just gonna cut the steak up. So onto the cutting board it goes. And I want pieces about big. So basically I'm gonna cut it in 3 pieces. Actually, we'll cut it in 4s. And we'll just put it into the pressure cooker on top of these veggies. As you can see, just put it around. Just get it right on top. I'm gonna do this one. And get that one in the middle. And the rest of these, we're just gonna lay around and get them right on top. Just like that. And the ones that have all the fat on them, just make sure you try to get them down the bottom here. And there we have it. All right, so now we got that. In what order we go. And we'll just go right there. We'll go up to our max line. Just enough to cover the meat. That's our max line. And there we have it. Just gotta make sure the meat's down in there a little bit. And then we're gonna go 45 minutes in the pressure cooker. That's all you need. And we're gonna meet you guys right back here. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, so we got that beef going and those veggies. So let's show you how to make the gravy to this. So right here we have some all-purpose flour. This is about a cup. That's all you're gonna need. Let's get in with that. This also gave me some time to cut up some potatoes. So I got some potatoes over there I peeled. I got them soaking in water. And the reason why they're soaking in water is because I want to keep them from turning yellow. And it makes the potato a lot more crispier when you soak them in water. All right, we're going in with a little olive oil. Now a lot of people make their gravy, or they make a roux, by putting butter in the pan and cooking it down. So I don't do that. This is the easiest way in the world to make gravy right here. And you can leave this in your fridge. I'm gonna add a little bit more. You can leave this in your fridge for weeks and just pull it out and you have instant gravy. So just like that. I'm gonna make a little bit of this. This is the consistency you want. So if I want to stop right here, that's it. But I'm going to use all this flour because I want a lot of gravy. At this point, I have to watch my ratios on the oil. Otherwise, I have to go back and get more flour. Let's just mix that up. And all you got to do is just cook out the flour, taste out of the flour. That's it. It's that simple. There it is. And now you have gravy. Nice, light, beautiful gravy. And if you want to make this a little darker, you can take your flour and you can toast it in the oven. So you can put flour in the oven. A lot of people don't know this, but you can actually cook flour 45 minutes, it's gonna look like cinnamon. That's what it's gonna look like. 45 minutes in the oven, it'll be as dark as cinnamon, if not darker if you go longer with it. And that'll also cook out the flour and you'll have a darker roux. All right, that's it. We're gonna pull that meat out of here, make some gravy, stick the meat back in, and we'll meet you back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, pressure cooker has ended. Let's show you what we got. Look at that. Now this is still very hot. I let it naturally release, and the first thing we want to do is just get our meat out of here. So I'm just going to pull our meat pieces right out of here. Shrunk down a lot, right? But they're going to be very tender and tasty. So we're just going to get these out of here. Now this is why I put them on the top, so we're not going to have to hunt for them. And we're not going to have to get a bunch of vegetables in there either. And any vegetables that you do get on there, just place them back. So just go in with them. I'm just going to show you how tender this actually is. I mean, that's just fork tender right there. You could pull that right apart. Let's give that a shot. Excellent. So let's get the rest of these out of here. Again, trying to put all the vegetables back because you don't want to disturb the vegetables. So just make sure you get all the meat out, and you can even dip it again if any of the vegetable gets on there. There's a lot of meat in this pot. And just make sure you get it all out. I got another piece here. And I'm just gonna look around to see if I have any more. 2 big steaks. I'm gonna have a lot of meat in here. And the meat just keeps coming. All right, here we go. There it is. All right, so what you want to do from here is let this kind of cool down to the point where you can blend it up. So I'm looking around. I want to see if I find any more meat pieces in here. So just take a spoon and just look for them. Now if you were making a stew with this would be ideal, that you would have all these nice vegetables in like this, but these are soggy vegetables. And now what we'll do, we're going to take a blender. Now you want to be very careful not to splash anything hot up on you, so. Well, that's it. So we got it nice and smooth down. And then we're going to meet you onto the stove, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, so we got our broth on the stove. I just want to show you this. See how loose that is? Even though we hit it with the grinder, the mill, it still needs to get tightened. And that's why we made this gravy. So let's just get some gravy in here. I'm going to start off with about that much. Just stir it around. And it's thickening already. So we're going to put this in, cook it down, get it nice and thick, or thick as we want it, and then we drop our meat in just to warm it up. So we don't want to put the meat in until the last second because the meat's cooked already. So you don't want to lose the meat inside this. You want to put the meat in right before serving. So we got some gravy in here, and then I'm going to just give it a stir with the whisk to see where we are. At the same time, before I did this, I tasted for salt, pepper, And the only thing I'm going to put in is just a little bit more pepper, because I like a lot of pepper in the gravy. So we're just going to stir it and let it heat up, and keep doing that until we get the right consistency. And then right before we're about to serve it, we'll keep the gravy nice and warm and we'll drop the meat in. And we'll meet you guys back here after we drop our fries in and get ready to plate up. So stick around, don't go anywhere. Alright, so we got our gravy done, our oil's heating up, and we're just going to show you how to make some potato wedges. So I got these potatoes peeled clean. I took out all the spots on them, so make sure you clean your potatoes, take out all the spots on them. And now this is how I cut them down for this dish. And this is the reason why I'm showing you. For this dish, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to cut them down to about there. And that's how you want them. So they're not exactly French fries, but they're just basically fried potatoes. So that's what we're doing. Alright, we're going to cut these up, meet you onto the fryer, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. Alright, time to drop these wedges. Now these are not seasoned, these wedges here. So I'm going to drop these in the oil. And now we got a batch over here. And what I'm going to do is I got to rub here. Garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, some sage, thyme. I'm just going to give these a mix. Just like that. And half the batch will be seasoned. So for people that don't want seasoned, they don't have to have them. And for the people that love seasoned, like some of the company that's coming over, they got them. You guys let me know in the comments how you will like yours. Alright, we're going to fry these up and onto the chopping block we go. Meet you right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. Alright, here we are. Season 4's chopping block. Steak smothered in gravy over potato fries. Let's show you what we got. Look at that. It's just gravy. And we got some beautiful meat to go in it. So I figured I'd put this together for you guys because I want you guys to see how this is. So here's our gravy. And here's our meat. And at the last minute, you want to start putting the gravy or the meat into your gravy. Got some nice pieces here. Now you could do this the day before. So if you cooked all this the night before and you want to put this together right before your guests come over, you can do that too. So we're just going to get it all in there. And look how beautiful that looks. I don't think this chuck is going to stand a chance tonight. So we're just going to get it all in there. And we're going to serve it all in there. You got some big pieces, some small pieces in there. This is a lot of chuck, 6 pounds worth of it. And it's about 100% edible. And the only piece of fat was this right here. That's it. Let's get this plated up, show you what this looks like on a plate. So I'm just gonna get this off to the side. So how I like to serve this, first I'm gonna get my gravy completely over this meat. Like that. And that'll just warm up your meat for you. So I'm going to leave that there like that. Now these are the fries. 2 different types. So I think I'm just going to go in with the classic, original fry here. For you guys that want to see the other set of fries, we'll just go right in with a couple of those on top. This way you got the traditional and you got the normal ones in there. So I like a decent amount of fry, or potato wedges, it's whatever you want to call them, but they are fried potatoes. You can hear that crispy. Now these are little wedges of mozzarella. So we're just gonna add some mozzarella wedges in there. That's my favorite. And then we're gonna go in with our meat. So let's get a couple of nice pieces of meat on that plate. And don't skimp on the meat. There we go. And then we're going to smother it in that gravy. There it is. Can't go wrong with that one. This is comfort food. $101. Clean that plate up, and then we're going to get some green onion on that because we are in the South. So I'm just going to throw some green onion in that bowl. Maybe a little bit more. Very simple, very basic, yet hearty, and eats like a beautiful meal. Let's give this a shot. Gonna just take the knife and just go right through that steak. Look at that. Just so tender. You could just cut right through that. Let's get some wedges in there. Get some potato in there. Fantastic. It's rich, luscious, cozy, warm. I mean, comfort in the summertime. Can't go wrong with this dish. All right, we're gonna get situated, clean up, and we're gonna meet you guys right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, there it is. Chuck steak smothered in gravy over fried potato wedges with some beautiful cheese curds in there. Can't go wrong with this meal. Definitely a summertime comfort meal. Who says you can't get cozy in the summer? And if you like this video or more videos about to come, give a like, hit that button. This way you get those videos first. Thank you. We enjoyed having you. No further ado. Gotta get more of that Pitmaster taste there.